Shema. Welcome to the uh, next session, and where we will talk about the coming um, 2 months and how we should take care of our health through choosing right food, making right choices. Uh, Before going into that, um, I would like to know if anybody is not having an introduction to Vata Pitta Kapha before, so that I can just brief on that because it makes more easy for it to understand. If somebody doesn't have the basic concept, understanding of concept of Vata Pitta Kapha, can please raise your hand. So let me put it in a brief, as we have been um, talking since morning, and even Bodhanand ji, Swamiji said that we are part of nature, and the connection between macro and microcosm and microcosm, I mean, that is what is same. We are made of 5 fundamental principles, or Pancha Mahabhuta: the ether, fire, water, air, and earth. So these 5 elements in nature are present in our body in form of 3 energies, 3 physiological and anatomical active energies, which is Vata, Pitta and Kapha. So Vata represents air and ether, Pitta represents fire, and Kapha represents earth and water. Okay? Now, every season has its impact on our body, because there are some changes happening in the nature in terms of these 5 elements. Like we saw in this fall, that the sun was very strong. Okay? There was a lot of heat, the temperature went high. So there was more fire element in the nature, and the same thing was reflected in our body. So in our last Sangha, we talked about how should we take care in fall, and we suggested that we should choose food which will not increase the fire element in the body, because already there is more fire in the nature, more heat, and also our body is having more pitta, which is reflecting that fire element. So if there are people who have attended the previous Sangha, they will definitely remember that we talked about choosing certain taste, choosing certain qualities in food, which will take care of this increased heat or pitta in the system, right? We generally, in terms of taste, we selected sweet food items which are sweet in taste, food items which are heavy, slightly heavier, food items which are unctuous, okay, then which are cold in potency, which will help control the fire element in the body. What we will be doing in the next 2 months is, as the nature is shifting from this high fire element to a more nourishing period of time. So in coming 2 months, 4 months I would say, starting mid of November, we will be shifting to a most nourishing and health giving period in the season, in the year. Because these 4 months, naturally we have very good digestion, we have good digestive fire, and if you digest well in this 4 months, if you eat nourishing food, it will give you strength, it will give you the immunity, it will give you the uh, good health, which will last for the entire year. So we are entering the best healthy part of year according to the seasons, and we should prepare ourselves to get that benefit, to get that things which are available for us from the nature. The transition between this fall and to the next winter, or the next 4 months, this transition period is very important. Around 7 to 14 days, okay, 7 to 14 days, if we consider the last 7 days of the previous Sharad Rutu, okay, and the coming week of the next winter. So for example, around 15 days of the mid-November would be that time where we are going actually in transition. We do have some microclimate in Bay Area because of the influence of Bay and the Patha element. So considering that, we should understand that these changes are going to happen. These changes are there subtle. Sometimes it will manifest in a more stronger form. Sometimes it will be influenced by some microclimate. So take this always in consideration. This 15 days, as we are shifting from a very high Pitta Sharad Rutu to a very cooler, colder, nourishing, okay, very soft winter climate. So this transition, if you straight away jump to food which is very nourishing, food which is very heavy to digest, or food which is very hot, because you can handle slightly hot stuff in winters, because it's a climate which helps you to handle certain hot food. But if you jump very immediately, then there are chances that you may have some health issues. And this transition period, according to Ayurveda, has less or weak Agni, weak digestive fire. So you should be careful in shifting from making this drastic change in this 15 days. The best way to do is, what do you mean by, we should understand that what does it means to avoid straining on the system, okay? I would say if we avoid strain on ourselves in 3 levels: physical, mental, and I would also include in this speech, because everything in Ayurveda, the basic classification of any imbalance is divided into 3 things: Kaik, which means physical; Manasik, which means mental; and third is Vachik, means speech. So if these 3 things are done in a very less way, in a really controlled manner during this transition period, it helps a lot. It doesn't strain your physiological system, and you're not vulnerable more to get some diseases or this changing climate health conditions. So what do I mean by physical or prevention in physical causes? It means avoid excessive physical exertion. People can handle more exercise, strenuous exercise in winters because of the cold climate, but you don't jump immediately. This 15 days you should be continue with a moderate exercise. Don't jump immediately to a very high strenuous exercise. That is one thing, Vyayama, which is very important. Second thing I would say, that doing some excessive physical laborious work, or going out for a very high, very strenuous trekking, or very going out for hiking, okay, that would not be the best time to do those 15 days, because your system is not coping up with the strenuous activity. So that is one thing on terms of physical. Second most important thing in terms of physical is, as the digestive fire is weaker, don't strain your body with very heavy meals. Heavy meals will create more strain on the Agni, on the digestive fire, and the chances are that you won't be able to digest it. So eat something which is not going to be straining. Quantity is important. Your dinner should not be very heavier, because that is the most, that meal strains our Agni most as compared to the breakfast and lunch. So these 2 things are important, because if you keep your Agni And if you keep your digestive fire in a good state, not straining it with more heavy or excessive nourishing food, it will be good. Because later when we switch into winter, we will be eating more nourishing food. I'm going to explain what are the best food choices in the winters in the coming 4 months. But this transition, try to avoid heavy meals. So this was all related to physical. Next is manasik, mental. Any transition, not only for this season, but any transition time between one season to other season, emotionally getting involved in certain things also affects your digestion, and it affects the body. So that is the time when you should try not to indulge in, try to be less involved in emotional excessive thinking, and focus more on something which will keep you away from indulging in strenuous mental activities. Okay? So this was mental, manas. And the third is vachik. When I say that the strength of the body is weak, we talked about it is weak in terms of digestion. We talked about it is weak in terms of handling strenuous work. Talking itself in excess can create a lot of vata, a lot of activity, a lot of vata in the system, a lot of air and ether element in the system. So stay calm during this transition time. Try not to indulge more in excessive talking, and that will be a very simple and very useful thing, which if you do it, you will really understand how it works. Unless you don't do it, you're not going to understand how it works. So it's as we all say since morning, that it's an experiential science. You have to experience it. It's not a bookish science which just with chemistry or physics calculations. It doesn't have anything of that. Unless you experience it, you won't understand how it works. So I think regarding the transition period, this is 3 important things which you should take note of. And once we go into the winters, once we go into the Hemanta and Shishir, the next 4 months, your body can handle good diet, heavy diet. So a choice of food, or you can say the choice of taste would be sweet, sour, and salty. Sour and salty taste. So these 3 tastes are something which you can choose during this 4 months, entire winter. The other important thing is doing abhyanga, massage, oiling yourself every morning would be the best thing in winters. Because in winter, as I say, your digestion is good. On one hand, it can handle good food, it can handle good nourishment, but on the other hand, the coldness in the climate can create a lot of drying effect on the skin externally. So to prevent this drying effect on the skin, the best thing is oiling yourself. Now as the climate is cold, what would be the oil which we will choose for abhyanga?
Sesame.
Sesame would be best, as we saw in the previous Sangha where we were talking about fall. Then we say coconut oil would be good because it's slightly cooling in potency. But now we will shift to sesame oil. And always, we have been discussing on how to doing the self-oiling. It should be warm, it should be never be done in a cold state, and followed by a good hot water shower. Abhyanga would be the key thing in coming 4 months in winters. So remember, this is very, very helpful to take care of your skin. And if at all somebody is having more dry skin and has some skin issues with that, then I would suggest some good herbal oil, medicated oil. One thing I can suggest is what we have here is the oil prepared for face, the calming oil, which is based in coconut, and we have used herbs like licorice, and some other herbs which take care of the dryness of the skin. So the same oil can be applied on the skin also, and also for the face and even for the lips. So this is something I would suggest as the important skin care during the winter. In terms of other food articles, let's go category wise. Especially if you are thinking of using some pulses, then do you know black gram, Udat? Black gram.
We are showing a demo for that.
Okay, we will be showing today a demo on recipe on that. So that is something which is heating in potency. It is hot in potency. Okay, it is sweet in taste. It is sweet in post-digestion effect, which we call Vipaka. Vipaka is the post-digestion effect. And it is very nourishing and it is very unctuous. So a perfect combination for the winters. Okay. I will repeat it again. It is sweet in taste. It is sweet in post-digestive effect. It is hot in potency. It is nourishing. It is unctuous. Okay. In Ayurveda, it is said to be equivalent to meat. Okay. And if you talk in terms of the protein, modern nutrition aspects, black gram has the highest protein in it. Okay. So it's most nourishing. We don't talk of in terms of proteins or carbohydrates because we think the 6 taste concept is sufficient enough to understand how it works, and it is quite wholesome. I mean, quite broader than what modern nutrition concepts are. So urad dal is the best, and that would be a choice if somebody want to choose the which pulses is best. So when I say we need nourishing, we need unctuous, we need very heavy, what would be the pulses which you will not do during winters?
Masoor.
Yeah, red lentils or masoor is something which you would not choose.
Garbanzo.
Garbanzo are drier in nature, but they are slightly heavier also. So I would say that would be the best choice. Moong dal is best for all climate. So moong dal can be continued. But I would say a good quantity of ghee would be very balancing. And in case of spices, because we need something hot in potency, so you can include some more spicy, not some hot spices during this climate, like black pepper. Okay, you can include, continue with cumins, which is best for all climate. Add black pepper. Then in terms of ginger and garlic would be the best thing during this 4 months. And also, as we are consuming heavier food or food which are heavy in potency, you need these spices. You need these spices to help it digest very well. Another important thing in this climate would be to keep the excess nourishment in balance. We generally suggest honey during the month where the kapha increases in the system. But also in this 4 months, if you can include honey, it just keeps the excess kapha not to increase to an extent where it is over accumulated. So including honey in this 4 months is very good, because honey is also hot in potency. It controls the excess kapha in the system. So having honey is a good thing during this climate. I would generally prefer, and we have been doing it in previous sanghas, is to I like going with the flow of questions, so that that guides us, because it's a huge topic and it will be just a long session. So why not go with the questions? So I would first, I've given you a brief outline of how the seasons are going to be, what exactly we are expecting in these 4 months, how to transit from the present climate to the next, what are the precautions to be taken during the mid 2 weeks, around 7 to 15 days. Now if you have any questions, let us go with the questions and then we can discuss more on.
We can take 3-4 questions.
Yeah.
Are there other pulses besides Zagram and Moon?
The other pulses would be, I
Tuar
think,
dal?
Tuar dal would be real, would be
Sorry,
fine.
which one?
Tuar dal. It's called, yeah, Tuar dal or Bengal gram. Bengal gram is also what it is.
Would bitter taste be, how can we utilize bitter taste within our diet if kapha is rising in the season?
See, kapha is rising in this season, but this is the healthier kapha. And this kapha will help you retain strength for the entire year. We have to take care that you are not overdoing. So, see, every suggestion in the sanghas are based on these general principles. But if somebody is having some kapha condition, if somebody is treating an obesity as a condition, or a condition with more kapha, then that person has to be more careful. He cannot go for urad dal every day, okay, because it will put on more kapha.
And they have to go to our clinic.
I mean, if they are under some condition, health condition, it has to be treated first. So generally this seasonal advices, always remember, are generalized, they need subjective consideration, and they may not be followed as it is if you are in some health condition, okay? So if somebody is thinking of, okay, already there is more cough in my system, then how should I take care of it? Is to use this kapha increasing food in moderation, use pungent and other taste which will slightly balance it, well digested. Now in case of tiktaras or bitter, I would say coming to, fall was the period when tikta was more as a choice, because there was a lot of pitta, okay, fall climate. Because the pitta is taken care by sweet, bitter and astringent taste. So we saw in the last Sangha that the best taste during this month and the previous month was bitter and sweet. But in case of kapha, you will choose pungent, not tikta, to counteract the excess kapha. Again, if it is needed, we need rather more nourishment. We may not choose pungent, but if you think that you have to do it in moderation, and to help that excess nourishing food digest well, you can add pungent. And that's why garlic, ginger, black pepper would be something which can be included.
In Abhijit, can they continue using turmeric, which is a bitter, in their food?
Yeah.
It's
Turmeric
one of
is like something which, like I said, moong dal is okay for all seasons, cumin is good for all climates. Similarly, I would say turmeric is something which you can continue, because we use it in very moderation in cooking and it helps digestion. Yeah. Any more questions?
Last question, yes?
What about greens, like mustard greens?
In case of greens, again you see greens are generally very lighter, okay, and if your major portion of food is only greens, then it will be more vata increasing, and we don't want that in winter. We want nourishing food.
Maybe some greens in urad dal.
Yeah, so you can combine it with dal or have it in portion, a small portion, not as the meal. You understand?
Like mustard greens are quite nourishing.
Mustard greens would be best because it is hot in potency, it is pungent in taste, pungent in post-digestive effect, and it is very good in winters. So I would say yes, mustard is okay. Methi is again good. Spinach
Abhijit is
would be
saying
good.
it's quite nourishing, which we don't agree.
No, mustard is not nourishing.
Not according to us.
According to Ayurvedic, this thing, it's not very nourishing kind of thing. But good for winter, that's what I wanted to say.
In small amount.
And fruit-wise?
Fruit-wise, of course, all madhur sweet fruits are okay. But as the climate is also very cold, okay, I won't suggest juices in this part, in this time of period. Fruit juice would be best in summer because it will nourish the excess, the lost water content, it will replenish the rasadhatu, it will give that replenishing. So having fruits is fine, but fruit juice should be avoided, okay? And even fruits which are very cold, that should be not taken, any fruit should not be taken after the sunset. The fruit should be avoided in the evenings. Generally, what are the fruits which we get in winters? So let's think about that.
Apples, oranges, persimmon.
Perfect. All are good. So, nowadays we get fruits all over the year, but the naturally seasonal fruits are rather more healthier, and you should prefer taking those fruits which are actually seasonal. Don't go for fruit which are available throughout the year because they may not be the right choice. Do we have?
Rose?
When did you say the transition starts and then
1st to 15th, right?
the transition period?
Sundays 1st to 15th?
15th तक है ना?
1st to 15th of November is transition.
I would say 7 to 20. 15th ends.
अच्छा.
First 7 days and next 7 days. 15th November is the period, is the date where the previous month, Sharad, ends, and after that the winter starts, the Shishir. So 7 days before and 7 days after. So I would say between 7 to 28th of November would be the time. There are some opinions. Few books says only 7 days should be considered as the transition period to be very, and some books says it's 14 days. Ashtanga Hridaya says 7 days and Sangraha
But these
14 days.
transition periods don't overtax yourself. Very correct. And a really great way of teaching. I had never heard that before about the Kaik, Mansik and Vachik. Very important.
Taking care of this will help you prevent the flu.
All this, you see, what are the commonest things which health issues happen when this transition, you change from one season to another? Flu is one, other?
Sore throats, colds, cough.
So what does actually it defines is the Agni is weak and you are continuing with the same food, or you are changing to the next food very immediately. And that food is not digested well because the digestion fire is not good enough. And Ayurveda says that the fever or even having cold cough, the underlying cause is ama. Ama is undigested food. So as your Agni is not good, your food is not digested, that creates am, and that can lead to cold, cough or fever. So you can definitely prevent all these things if you do this transition in a better manner.
And also those of you who are new, like you are new, one season you may not get clarity. I hope you were in the Vata Pitta Kapha class. But if you continue coming to our Sanghas, plug into our videos, we're doing our best, but you'll learn only one recipe. But I suppose you have said you'll come to the class. So then you will get a complete clarity. And so our student population does not get coughs, colds, things like that. We don't get those anymore. Seasonal takes care of this. Yes? Last question.
With the babies, they say that, I think we all experience here in America anyway, that the babies and young children get cold so often. I'm wondering is that because their food isn't digested? If we could.
You're talking about in general or
बच्चों को cold जो हो जाता है.
only the changing season time or throughout the year?
Well, both.
Both. So actually that would be an entirely different topic of discussion because yes, food is what can be the reason, and I would just say that yogurt, yogurts or
Cheese sticks.
excessive nourishing, excessive kapha increasing food at the wrong time of day, or without considering whether that much nourishing heavy food is needed or not, can be the cause of this kapha condition, because having recurrent cold cough is a kapha condition. A kapha
Mothers keep
imbalance.
piling nutrition,
Yeah.
whether the child can digest or not. Then they fill up juice or pedicare or I don't know what all. Child is all the time sipping. So the amount of cold cough and ear infections American children get, even the poorest child in India doesn't get, village. Because food is less, far away, digestion takes place, then the next lot starts. Over here constantly. Now goldfish snack, now this, now that. And cheese, very heavy. Thank you, Abhijit. This is complete clarity. We have 15